Good afternoon and welcome to Business Arena live from Warsaw on TVP World. I'm your host, Marie Cato. Let's go to the latest business stories of the day. The great quest to find a replacement to the vibor, or the Warsaw Interbank Offered Rate benchmark, may soon be over, according to the Polish Bank Association. The association plans to select an alternative for the vibor index by December 2024. The entire transition away from vibor is set to be completed by 2027, with current consultations focusing on 4 variants as alternatives. Banks are expected to offer new products based on this index starting as early as Q3 2025. The first government bonds using the new benchmark will also likely be issued around the same time. Business news in Poland has recently been dominated by a story that resembles a real-life version of the HBO drama Succession. It concerns Polish media mogul Zygmunt Solorz, his family, and a battle over the business empire.
Meet Zygmunt Solorz, one of Poland's wealthiest individuals and the founder of Polsat, the first private TV broadcaster in the country, and owner of one of 4 major telecoms. He has now found himself in the middle of a power struggle with his own family. Recently, the mogul made an unexpected move. He sacked his sons from the management boards of the companies he controls.
Involving my children in managing the companies at this stage does not contribute to greater stability in the businesses, nor does it build a better future.
This was the latest act in the Succession-like drama, which has recently engulfed Solorz's empire. It all began at the end of September, when Poland's largest daily paper Gazeta Wyborcza reported on strife between the mogul's children and their father. Then came the firings. Adding to this are worries about Solorz's health. In this footage, one can see him attending a general assembly of one of his companies, at which he had difficulty speaking. The children's lawyer says the firings were of no consequence, because the mogul had already installed them in foundations registered in Liechtenstein, through which Solorz controls his empire. The Succession-like drama has already taken a toll on the share price of Cyfrowy Polsat, the biggest company under Solorz's wings. Experts say the impact of this leadership change will not be significant.
Today we see that over 50% of overall shareholding structure is in the hands of either retirement funds or investment funds. So this is a very positive signal also to the rest of the market that nothing really bad happens today when we speak about the companies. This is just probably short-term turbulence.
The question is, how many seasons of this Polish version of Succession will investors have to watch?
Poland has opted for a 4-year path to reducing its deficit back down to acceptable levels. The plan is ambitious, but has sent positive signals to the markets.
It's in. Poland's Ministry of Finance has presented its medium-term budget and structural plan for the 2025 to 2028 period. Polish Finance Minister Andrzej Domański is confident that both the European Commission and the markets will be satisfied.
Poland opting for the 4-year path, it signalizes virtue to the financial markets. It says, well, look, I'm determined to have healthy public finance. I'm doing my efforts to bring deficits back to the acceptable levels. So you can trust me, and you should be willing to lend me your money.
The strategy's target is to bring the deficit down to below the 3% threshold required by the excessive deficit procedure, and do it by 2028. It's projected to be around 5.7% this year, so this will be a huge slash. The ministry underlines here that it'll take a growth-friendly approach to achieving its targets, and that it'll also not slash spending on defense, which now stands at 4.2% of GDP. Therefore, debt in real terms will continue to go up, but the proposed reforms to the debt structure are meant to lower the cost of servicing it. The government doesn't see debt going down below the suggested 60% of GDP threshold until 2030.
Overall, all in all, it seems that financial markets believe our government and Minister Domański that, of course, the debt will go up but we are on track to limit our deficits. And in the long run, we are not spiraling towards debt explosion.
The plan assumes a GDP growth rate of 3.9% in 2025, which will increase income. Here too, thankfully, markets are even more optimistic, predicting over 4% growth. A formal approval of the debt reduction plan should be given by the European Commission by the end of the year.
And right after the news, we'll look into the details as to how the Polish government is going about active plans to address the country's deficit and national debt. So stay with us to find out more on The Bottom Line. A Polish company has secured approval to purchase part of the assets of a Russian energy company. The deal is a result of sanctions that have made it impossible for certain Russian entities to do business in sanctioning countries. Novatech Green Energy accepted the offer from Barter, a Polish LNG and LPG seller and distributor, back in September. The deal includes assets that facilitate the sale and distribution of LNG, along with guarantees that Novatech's employees will retain their jobs. Blacklisted since April 2022, Novatech Green Energy was forced to cease its operations in Poland, including the sale of LNG and LPG, with its gas distribution business placed under the control of Poland's largest distribution system operator. European domination of the car manufacturing market is long gone, with Asia taking the biggest piece of the pie. The struggles of Germany, the continent's biggest producer, have had a detrimental impact on the sector.
Once an undisputed leader in car production globally, the EU's position in the sector is weakening. In 2007, Europe was responsible for 31% of global production, with North America as well as Japan and Korea sitting comfortably above China, which manufactured a mere 13% of the total. Now, the tables have turned. In 2022, European factories churned out 19% of motor vehicles worldwide, placing far below China, which took nearly a third of the market share. Competition with cheaper Chinese electric vehicles is proving to be an especially tough battle. Last Friday, the EU agreed to impose tariffs of up to 45% to safeguard its market from what it claims are unfair subsidies. Nevertheless, much of the EU's woes are due to the situation in Germany, the 27-nation bloc's biggest producer.
Unfortunately, we can no longer produce in Germany as competitive prices internationally. Energy costs, overwhelming bureaucracy, high wage and labor costs, and much more. This makes it difficult to maintain production in Germany.
The past few years have not been easy for Germany's biggest automotive producers. Data cited by the Polish Economic Institute shows that because of the higher energy costs, Volkswagen must spend an additional €600 per car, and growing production costs have also forced the company to consider factory closures in Germany.
And that's all for our business news updates. For more business stories, check out tvpworld.com.